I worked for 30 years at a major big box retailer where I worked at headquarters and not at a store. The headquarters dress code was fairly simple. Suit tie for me, business suit, blouse, slacks, skirts for women, or the infamous uniform of those working in the store because red egg khaki are never tacky. For men like me who either one, had no interest in wearing a suit tie and two, had no interactions with anyone beyond our telephones, red khaki it was. Note that you could be reprimanded for being out of dress code if you left your cube to go to attend a meeting on the same floor by the more persnickety of manager. There was one thing you knew never to do. Go to a store when wearing red khaki because you were immediately required to be helpful to any of you all customers. Even if you were in a store, you gave no clue where things are located or how the store is laid out. While uniformity of store layouts are desired, they change every couple of years. More than once I forgot that rule of thumb when visiting the store, largely not thinking about what I was wearing. Being hunted, stalked, grabbing things from inconvenient locations. My favorite phrase did become, "I'm sorry, I don't work at this location, but let me show you this call button, someone will come help." The button clearly marked to indicate ask for help here was generally the next aisle here. Of course, this never let me leave as I was required to stay. Not because I met the expectations of the business, but the odd Karen refused to believe it would work. Even a 30-second response time, and who would then complain to the person who worked at the store didn't know me from Adam about how useless I was because I didn't know the layout of an unknown store layout should be fire for incompetence. Yesterday, I was going to my grandparents' house for Christmas, and when I closed the door, I realized I had left my keys inside my house. My grandpa went to my brother's job and asked him for his keys, but he had taken the keys that didn't work at all. So I couldn't get into my house, and the keys, mine and his, that worked perfectly were inside and the other ones were with me. I had no better idea than to climb onto my neighbor's roof and try to open my window. We live on the second floor. I did it, but the obvious thing happened. I stepped on a tile and the tile didn't resist my weight. It went down with me. Somehow, I managed to get out of the house through the same hole I made in the roof, and went back to the ground. A neighbor told me that another neighbor, let's call her Maria, knew the house owner. So I went to Maria's house and told her what happened. She gave me the owner's number. I'll call the owner Britt, but Britt didn't answer our calls. And the person who lives in the house, Britt rents it out, arrived. I went and told him what happened, apologized, and said I would pay for the tile I broke. Let's call him Matt. He was obviously angry about it and started yelling at me. I told him we were trying to contact the owner, but Matt said that I had to give the money to him. I told him no, I was going to give the money. Yes, but I'm going to give it to the owner. Britt finally arrived, and Maria and I love you, lady, told her what happened. Obviously, Britt was mad, but she was more relaxed than Matt. My grandpa arrived at that moment. I told him what was happening, and he started talking with Britt. I had already said I was going to pay, so she was more calm. She told me I was an idiot for doing that, and obviously, I agreed. Then, my grandfather and Britt exchanged information, and they were going to see exactly how bad the damage I did was. Britt and my grandfather were inside the house, but Matt didn't allow them to go in. He almost hit my grandpa. I'm very thankful I didn't see that because I would have gone crazy if Matt had touched my grandfather. So, Britt couldn't see the damage, and Matt didn't even want her to give him some tiles while we bought new ones. So yes, even 20. 4 hours later, his roof is broken and without a temporary replacement. Anyway, my grandfather and Britt reached an agreement that me, because I'm going to give the money, is going to pay for the new tiles and everything is settled. But that has to wait because, well, it happened on Christmas and today, was a holiday. And it was very difficult for someone to open a place to buy them. Then Britt tried to talk to Matt and tell him that, meanwhile, the new tiles arrived, she could give him some of hers. But he didn't accept. This story dates back to about 9 years ago when I, 31-year-old male at the time this took place, worked as a lead IUT technician for a very large multinational company. It's a bit long, so sorry about that. The company had a range of different laptops available for employees to choose from that were classified by their size and weight. This is important later, including standard laptops, Y, a typical laptops, Y, a typical laptop with a 14 screen, as well as lightweight laptops, smaller, thinner, and with a 12, 5 screen, handy if you're a frequent traveler. Most of these laptops were pretty boring, gray business devices, nothing special to look at. Anyway, one day, the computer manufacturer introduced a new lightweight laptop model that was silver in color and far more sleek and good-looking than the previous gray model. We deployed a few of these around the building and soon got a visit from a lady who'd seen one of her colleagues with a shiny new silver laptop and had developed a severe case of shiny device envy. I'll call her Shiny Employee for the purpose of this story. Shiny Employee. How do I go about getting one of those smaller laptops? Me. Your current standard. Laptop isn't due to be replaced yet, but you can request a change to a lightweight laptop on the IIT website. Your manager will need to approve it, however. Now, to be honest, I wasn't a particular fan of people who waste the company's money simply by wanting the latest shiny gadget, especially because it creates additional work for my team and involves replacing equipment that is still perfectly functional and within warranty, but I behaved in a professional manner and simply towed the company line. Shiny Employee walked away, and the next day, an approved request came through for a lightweight laptop. Fair enough. What she didn't know was that company policy dictated that we only provided a brand new laptop if we didn't have usable secondhand laptops in stock. Those handed back to come from people who'd left the company. Being the good IATT chat that I am, I scoured our return shelf and sure enough there was a used lightweight laptop in stock. Unfortunately for this lady, it was last year's gray model. But rules are rules, so I asked one of my team to prep it for her. She's then told that it's ready and comes along to pick it up. She takes one look at it and promptly throws a tantrum. Shiny Employee, this isn't the one I wanted. I wanted the silver one. Me. Sorry, company policy is that we can only order a new laptop if we don't have usable secondhand ones in stock. Shiny Employee, this is not the one I ordered. Me. Yes, it is. You ordered a lightweight laptop and this is exactly what we've set up for you. I turn the laptop over and show her the company sticker confirming it to be the same classification of lightweight laptop as her request and show her that it is physically smaller and lighter than her existing laptop. Shiny Employee, no, I wanted a new silver one. This is unacceptable. I'm going to complain to your boss. She stormed off in a huff and I could soon hear her complaining inside my boss's office. Unfortunately, although my boss knew I was just following process, he couldn't handle all of the repeated moaning and soon folded and asked me to order a new device for her. I wasn't at all pleased at being overruled when I was simply applying company policy, particularly when it's just a waste of money for a shiny employee that wants the latest silver gadget. So cue malicious compliance time. I could have just scoured our shelf of brand new laptops and dug out a new one for her. We installed dozens of laptops a week. It was a big company, so we always had plenty of new ones in stock, but I was told to order a new one, so that's the process I'd follow. Me. Okay, we can order a brand new silver one for you, but you'll need to raise another request ticket so we can order the laptop from it. I said this knowing full well that this ticket would go to Shiny Employee's manager once again for approval, a manager who has a finite department budget. Sure enough, an hour later, I get a phone call from Shiny Employee's manager. Manager, why is Shiny Employee ordering yet another laptop? Me. She didn't like the color of the laptop we'd prepared for her. It was gray, and she wanted a silver one. Manager, how much is this going to cost me? Me. Well, you'll still be paying the monthly lease costs on Shiny Employee's original laptop as it wasn't due for replacement, plus the lease costs of the lightweight laptop we prepared for her earlier. And there'll also be the lease costs for this new laptop as well. Manager, oh hell no. I'm not paying for all that. I'll reject this ticket and I'll have a word with her. A short while later, Shiny Employee returns. She's rather quiet and humble now after being chastised by her boss for trying to waste all his budget in the pursuit of having the latest shiny silver gadget. She quietly accepts the gray lightweight laptop we'd prepared earlier for her and then quickly departs. I spend the rest of the day with a grin on my face. Edit. As this question has been asked, I wanted to clarify something. The laptops are all on monthly leases, and the way it worked was that the lease cost was aligned to the last department that had the laptop. Once we redeploy a laptop to someone else, the lease is transferred. So as we'd essentially have her original laptop and rejected laptops sitting on our shelves for a bit, her department would still pay the leases until we gave them to someone else. Even if they're only there for a couple of months, that adds up quite quickly. Either way, it was an unnecessary cost that the manager understandably wanted to avoid. I'm not sure if this is totally petty revenge, but my sister has 5 kids in the total. One father isn't in the picture for reasons I'm not willing to go into. The other 2 are, Jack was the one she was recently with, and they have 3 kids together. I liked Jack at first, but as time went on, I found him kind of obnoxious. You know, those guys who act big and tough, fake machismo bus. If I was there, I would have knocked him out. He'd be layer out flat. Words he's actually said to me. I notice he's kind of a shit parent. You gotta have patience and actually pay attention to them. The last year of their relationship was on the rocks. BC of the parenting. My sister is the definition of authoritative parenting. Gentle, but he's just starting doing less and less. He let his anger get in control of his emotions. He is too harsh with the kids. In particular, his oldest, who was on the spectrum. He doesn't care to learn how to actually parent her, to her needs. To make things worse, he started calling my sister awful things during fights, then during little spiffs or disagreements. If it's coming out that easily, where's the love you claim to have? My sister was worried she's recreating the environment for her kids that we grew up in. I was, of course, supportive of her leaving, but I knew it was tough since she was pregnant with their 3rd. Well, about a month and a half before she had her baby, she uses his phone to order food and a message pops up. She finds out that he had been attempting to cheat on her with pretty much any woman he came across. I think the funniest thing she said out of all of this heartbreaking mess was the embarrassment that he was actively trying to cheat, and none of these women 18-year-old girls wanted him. She kicked him out and good riddance, I say. The other father of her older girl is also a mess. John is a complicated person. I've given him a lot of grace, and I do hope he eventually becomes a better man. Dude is extremely funny, and I think there's a good person there. I know he's got demons to deal with. He's got to stop lying and step up to the damn plate. I've referred to both of them as Disney dads. They want the shiny good parts of fatherhood without the hard work. My sister bent over backwards to make this Christmas happen. Honestly, no thanks to either of them. They were no shows for a lot. There were several days where Jack was supposed to watch his kids so my sister could get shopping done, and he just ghosted her. I had to come over after work to watch them. For at least a year, my sister has been telling them that the kids need bunk beds badly. They will look, and then nothing happens. They'll say they're buying them. Nothing shows up. I'm over it, and I'm pissed. You say you're buying a TV. My sister has already told you the kids don't need? Oh, you're getting niece an iPad? Okay. They wanted to buy the big, shiny gifts that get those big, beautiful, sweet smiles. So for a modicum of a second, you don't actually feel the weight of how terrible of a father you are. The last present those babies opened were new, twin-sizes blankets from me and my honey. Soft, comfy, and had a nice, decent weight to them. They were excited for the new blankets, and one of them opened immediately. I told them I'm glad they love the new blankets because they're going to go great with the bunk beds Uncle and I are buying you. Cue absolutely mania and excitement. The faces on Jack and John were worth just frozen in a what the look. I hope they felt like shit. But see, I know it's something my sister has talked and asked for repeatedly. And honestly, the kids were and are so excited about the beds. They could have had this. They could feel like the men who provide, like they tell my sister they want to be. I feel blessed that I'm in a more stable environment and career where I can do this now. She's still getting on her feet, but my sister's kicking ass and I love her.